Let's go. It's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
You will join us to rebuild paradise.
Alejo, down!
Draftees must report for
Alejo,
duty.
get down!
You will join
Fuck
us to rebuild
Castillo!
paradise.
Alejo! No.
Draftees must report for
Far Cry 6 brings the franchise to the next-gen consoles in a bombastic way. This time you play as Dani, who you get to pick as either male or female, similar to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and you need to liberate the island of Yara from the villainous enemy Castillo. The story is basically a rebel making her way up. I picked the female version of Dani, making her way up and taking out the big bad is the basic idea. It's been done, but it's a fun way. You know what? It works. It's simple. You don't need a big, grand, bombastic story like that. You can just have a fun story. And what they do here is they add a lot of humor this time around. It's not taking itself so serious. Dani is quick-witted, she's funny, she's a kind character. She'll also put a bullet in your fucking ass if you fuck with her people, so I really like that. And then you have the counterpoint to her, which is Castillo, hopefully I'm saying his name right, who is the ruler who rules by murder and control. He's vicious and will pretty much slice your throat for almost nothing. Very similar to Gus in Breaking Bad, who is the same actor, so it really worked for me. I actually really like both Dani and Castillo a lot, and the main plot was actually fun watching him try to raise his son to be this ruthless leader like him, and Dani like trying to take his operation down while his son doesn't really want to be like his father. It's kind of a sad, bitter ending that I really enjoyed, and I have to say that part of it really worked for me. Saying that, besides maybe Clara, I think, sorry if I'm saying these names wrong, I am so sorry. I didn't really love the side casts of the characters. A lot of them were just there to give you missions, say some zany things, challenge you or the leaders of the rebellion. And yeah, I just felt like a lot more human elements would have helped push these characters to be something better. But if you really asked me, I would probably remember 3 characters in this game, 2 being the main and the villain and his son, and then maybe Clara? Pretty sure it's Clara. But the rest of the cast, you could just kind of throw away. I don't remember them really much at all. The gameplay in Far Cry largely is the same as always. You go to a base, you either go stealth or just go all-out shooting, and that's pretty much it. The structure of the main missions gives some actually really exciting moments of gameplay, though, with these big shootouts, huge explosions. You have emotional stake with the main storyline. The side stuff, or what I call it nowadays, Ubisoft bloating, is unnecessarily long and overstuffed. I personally enjoy taking out over bases. I like that stuff. But destroying the same airstrike weapons or picking up stashes, things like that just get so dull after you do it so many times. And sure, you can skip them, but you also be missing out on some nice upgrade material that you'll probably need to get weapons or upgrades to beat the story, or at least not have a miserable time getting through the story. But while saying that, the RPG elements are here, but they're not as heavy as, say, some of the newer Assassin's Creed games. You can get weapons that you can upgrade and make more useful in certain combat situations, and you get gear that actually helps you in that way as well. So that's cool that, like, you get a gear that makes you more stealthy, you get a gear that makes you poison resistant, flame resistant, things like that. So that's really cool. Weapons are kind of like hidden behind side missions. You can buy some of them, so you'll never feel too underleveled, but the real great weapons and stuff are all hidden behind the side missions. And honestly, most of the side missions, like most of Ubisoft's side missions, are not very memorable or that fun to do. Luckily, the main missions are pretty fun, and you can do most of them. Just, you know, you kind of have to use your wit and use stealth mixed with shooting. You can't just go out there and just shoot everybody, especially if you're not going to do the side missions. But I only did a few side missions here and there, and I got through pretty easy on most of the main missions, and they were a lot more fun. So if you're not enjoying the side missions, just skip them. There's some other cool things that they added that I don't think was in Far Cry 5. I didn't play much of that, but stuff like building places to give you more trading options or more missions, things like that. Similar to how you build like settlements in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think it's a cool idea, but it's also a bit half-baked. And I never was thinking, wow, I need to upgrade this in town. Like, it just didn't really add that feel of urgency. It was like, let's just throw this in because it's in another game, and just copy and paste that into this. One thing I just want to mention really fast, besides the graphics being pretty solid, and the designs of the characters being pretty cool and memorable, you also get this backpack, which is just ridiculous. But it gives you special abilities. Firing rockets from your back, unleashing a poison gas to kill everyone, using an EMP to knock everything out. It really helped to make switch up things. And also, you kind of have to use different backpacks on certain situations or certain missions to make it more easy to, or easier to beat the mission. So I really like that. I thought they did a good job adding this crazy weapon, but didn't make it too overpowered. You can only really use it once or maybe twice in a mission. So to sum it up, I can't say that I loved Far Cry 6, but I did have a fun time playing it. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes it feels a little lifeless when I'm playing it, and the structure is just too similar to every other current Ubisoft game. It just almost feels like a copy and paste at time. And I wish that the cast of characters outside the main leads were better. But the sheer amount of different ways you can tackle a fight, the amount of weapons and gears, the actual crazy over-the-top feel of this game versus the previous two, I really thought was a step in the right direction. While I think it's good, I don't believe it's great, if I'm being honest. So with that, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I still think it's good. I think if you can rent it or get it on sale for like 40 or 30 bucks, definitely worth trying out. But I can't say it's a full price right now at launch. But pretty fun. 7.5 out of 10.
Fire, mijo. Ah, qué bien, uncle. Why, now you have heard of our great victory in the West. Carlos Montero is dead. His guerrillas on the run. The tobacco fields secure. Fire. Ay, come mierda, give me that.
Bien. Bien.